Mrs Maiden speak.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I too would like to extend my welcome to the new Shadow Secretary of State and wish him good luck in his post. It's the greatest honour for me to be standing here to represent the people of Angus and the SNP. My largest ambition is to do the very best that I can for the people that have placed their faith in me, and also to play my part in delivering our country from this United Kingdom back into the international community of nations. I'd like to thank all those in Angus who voted to send me here to this place, and reassure all those that didn't of my unconditional service to all. I'm so grateful to my amazing SNP Angus team, who worked tirelessly in all weathers, making sure that we got the job done. I must pay tribute to my predecessor, Kirsten Hare, who represented Angus for 2.5 years, and in that time she sought to advance a range of important issues, principal among which was the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Scheme, a cause of vital importance to the people in Angus, and one that I've already taken up with the Prime Minister. Kirsten fought a hard campaign to be returned to this place. I wish her, and more importantly her staff, every success in the future. Madam Deputy Speaker, you will of course recall with fondness my predecessor, your former colleague Mike Weir, who represented Angus with distinction from 2001 to 2017. I got to know Mike very much better over the last 3 months as we canvassed the streets of Angus together. It's a measure of Mike's sense of duty that after 16 years in this place, he still campaigns tirelessly for the people of Angus and for the cause of Scottish independence. I'm delighted to follow the honourable member for North Cornwall and make my maiden speech on the Direct Payments to Farmers Bill, as this relates directly to the challenges and opportunities faced by many in my constituency. Although I would suggest to the Secretary of State, if she was still in her place, that the notion that this bill affords any reassurance and continuity for farmers is for the birds. My constituency of Angus showcases the best of Scotland's landscapes, with some of the richest farmland anywhere on these islands to the east, to the wild upland glens and mountains to the west, a haven for wildlife and outdoor pursuits. In Angus, our prime farmland extends right up to a dramatic coastline, and if, Madam Deputy Speaker, you should ever be lucky enough to find yourself in the picture postcard hamlet of Auchmiddy, you may well see farmers ploughing along the cliff tops in the breathtaking spectacle of our unique landscape. It is, however, the people of Angus who give life to these landscapes. Angus has a thriving voluntary sector and many outstanding examples of community capacity taking control of key local issues, often in support of our most vulnerable. There also exists a healthy rivalry between the boroughs, Madam Deputy Speaker, but in heeding my strong sense of self-preservation, I will resist airing any views of which one might be the best. So, in no particular order, I will highlight just some of Angus's contribution to innovation, the arts, culinary excellence and Scottish history. Brecon was the birthplace of Sir Robert Watson Watt, whose discoveries led to the invention of radar, and also the Davidson family of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, who hailed from the nearby hamlet of Aberlemno. Arbroath, the largest settlement and much-visited coastal town, is the birthplace of Alexander Shanks, inventor of the lawnmower, and James Chalmers, who created the concept of the adhesive postage stamp. A retail centre, Arbroath is also home to the famous Arbroath Smoky, the delicious smoked haddock delicacy which enjoys the EU's protected geographical status. Forfar is a vibrant county town in the heart of the constituency. It's home to significant manufacturing, retail and Angus Council's headquarters. But the jewel in Forfar's crown is the delicious and iconic meat-filled pastry crescent, the Bridie. And with all due respect to the 6 Cornish Tories, and I know we've got one here present, your pasties are pleasant, but our Bridies are brilliant. Kirriemuir, Madam Deputy Speaker, knocks it out the park with famous sons, including Sir Hugh Munro, who recorded every one of the 283 Scottish mountains over 3,000 feet, 10 of which are in Angus, Bon Scott, lead singer of AC/DC, and J.M. Barrie, whose works, including Peter Pan, the House needs no further introduction to. And Montrose, finally, is the birthplace of the acclaimed Scots writer Violet Jacob, is home to the amazing natural tidal basin, a haven for birds and marine life where, at the appropriate sunset, you may just be lucky enough to witness the most beautiful array of colours. And in addition to its retail centre, Montrose has long been home to state-of-the-art pharmaceutical manufacturing. And of course, it was in Angus, at Arbroath Abbey, that 700 years ago, the nobles of Scotland became signatories to the Declaration of Arbroath that was sent to Pope John XXII, and which asserted Scotland's position in the world as an independent kingdom. And while this work remains in progress, Madam Deputy Speaker, I believe a satisfactory conclusion to Scotland's position in the world is close at hand. I am touched to have been so enthusiastically welcomed by Angus SNP colleagues as their candidate in the first instance and by the wider electorate thereafter. Scotland is a welcoming country who has always looked outwards and welcomed others. My late father was Irish, born in partition into the grinding poverty of British maladministration. He came to Scotland working as an agricultural contractor, his business reaching across the rich farmlands of Fife, Clackmannanshire, Perthshire and Angus. My enduring memory of him was his equal comfort in speaking with the laird or with the labourer, showing each the same respect. I have always sought to emulate his humanity and humility. Separately, my mother fled Ireland's poverty also as a young adult. The refuge that she and her family found some 70 years ago in Forfar was the county town of my constituency. Madam Deputy Speaker, my mother today is what you might call a big age. But the pride that she has in the fact that her youngest child is now the Member of Parliament for Forfar is not insubstantial. My family are indebted to and a product of Scotland's hospitality. Like many children of immigrant parents, I was brought up to appreciate that while no task is beneath me, no target is beyond me. And though no one is more worthy than I am, I'm no better than anyone else. It's like we say in Scotland, we're all Jock Tamson's bairns. And so it is with my country. Scotland is no better than any other nation. But let's be clear, we're not any worse either. The people of Scotland are watching the events that happen in this place, Madam Deputy Speaker, and it is they who will be the final arbiters of Scotland's constitutional future. And I look forward to celebrating with them in their wisdom and their ambition. In concluding, on a personal note, my children and my family have been tremendously supportive to me in my long journey to this Parliament. I must, however, express my limitless thanks to my wife. It is by her gift and the strength of her kindness that I was able to give up my job in the Ministry of Defence 13 years ago, to then go to university, to become a councillor, to start my business, to disappear for months on end campaigning. Over these long years, she's kept our family show on the road. So while I'm here in this place and must work within this system, I will do so in the service of my constituents and my country. I hope at all times to be collegiate and pragmatic, but do not confuse this with any acceptance of London rule. I will always seek to be constructive and courteous in transacting our business down here, but do not mistake this for submission or fondness for the status quo. I and my SNP colleagues, we're here to settle up, not settle down. We're here only to help open the door to a progressive, independent future for our country. And when Scotland walks through into the progressive, independent future of independence and the normality that that brings, the honour will fall to me and my SNP colleagues here gathered to firmly close the door on this place behind us and leave for the last time, taking Scotland's brighter, independent future with us. Thank you.
Bill Wigan. No, Catherine.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's a pleasure to follow the new member